What's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here. Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today we're talking about bat path and launch angle. Before we do that, today's video is powered by Triton. If you guys follow our stuff, you know that we wear a ton of Triton gear. Here's one right here. We wear both jerseys made by Triton. We highly suggest that you guys go and check them out. Go to custombaseballjerseys.com and you can see everything they make over there. Definitely go and check them out. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about bat path and launch angle today. Okay, launch angles is the big, I don't know if it's a new phrase, but it's the big phrase that a lot of people are talking about. People either love it or they absolutely hate it. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today, because when we're talking to players, parents, and coaches, a lot of them really agree with it, buy right in, but some don't. And so I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that either players, coaches, or parents that don't buy into it, some of the things that they have, some of the concerns, and I'm going to kind of walk through a few of them. Okay, so first off, when it comes to path and launch angle, let me tell you kind of what I believe in and what we're teaching our players. So we're trying to get our players to swing slightly up through the zone, okay? Now, path is a little bit pitch dependent, and you're not going to have the exact same path on, you're not going to be able to get slightly up through every single ball, okay? But in general, we're trying to get the players to get their barrel behind the ball as early as they can so they can be slightly up through the zone. When you do that, you're able to impact the ball much more squarely, and you're going to be able to hit the ball on a launch angle, okay, or on a ball flight that is going to be, we're trying to get players to drive the ball on a line with some carry, okay? That's what we're trying to do. Again, so when you're slightly up through the zone, more often than not, it's going to be a lot easier when you square that thing up to be able to drive the ball again on a line with backspin that's going to carry, okay? And again, depending on how big and strong the player is, that may lead to a line drive single, right? For bigger guys, it may lead to more doubles in the gap. For even bigger guys, it may lead to home runs, okay? So it really depends. One thing that I'll hear from people is, well, I have a player, I have a son that's small. He's only 5'7", he's only 120 pounds, or he's young, right? He just became a 13U player and he's on a big field now. Why would I ever want to teach him to swing slightly up through the zone, right? Or they hear launch angle and they think, it's actually one of the reasons I don't use the word a ton, is because some people think they hear launch and they think, oh, we're just trying to launch the ball, right? And all of a sudden guys are just thinking like, oh, we're just trying to hit home runs all the time. Launch angle, all it is the angle that the ball is leaving the bat, okay? So ground balls have a launch angle. Okay, a lot of people start yelling, talking about launch angle again. They think, oh, you're a launch angle guy. Oh, you're one of those guys. They just think launch angle like, oh, we're just trying to hit homers all the time. Okay, so again, every ball has a launch angle. Okay, all launch angle is the degree that the ball is leaving the bat. So if it's hit level, it's 0 degrees. Anything hit down is a negative degree. Anything hit up is a positive degree. So if you hit the ball, if you have a 10-degree launch angle, it just means you're hitting the ball 10 degrees up, okay? If you got negative 10, it means you're hitting it 10 degrees down. That's it. Okay, so every ball has a launch angle. This is what I say to people that bring that up. Okay, you've got a smaller player, right? Okay, you've got a younger player. For me, I still want to teach the player to be slightly up through the zone, okay? Because that's my best chance of hitting a ball, again, a line drive with carry. And if you're smaller, well then that line drive with carry might end up being, it might just end up being a single, okay? If you're a little bit bigger, it may end up being a double. It may end up being a home run, okay? If you're a big player in the big leagues, right? You're a big 6'4", 230-pound player in the big leagues, well then, yeah, you probably want to get the ball in the air a little bit more. So you may even be even slightly more up through the zone to really be able to get the ball in the air. If you're a smaller player, right, a younger player, I think you still want to be slightly up through the zone because that's going to give you the best chance to not only square the ball. We've talked about this. I don't want to get into all this. Again, we've made a lot of videos on this. It's going to help a lot of things, but I'm going to be able to square the ball up more, impact it more squarely, and hit the ball again on a line more so that I can get, even if it is only a single, it gives me my best chance of squaring the ball up and driving the ball. if I'm a small player, I don't want to hit. I don't want to be down through the zone. That's what I hear from a lot of people. Well, he's small. I don't want him to do that. I don't want him to hit the ball in the air. I want him to hit ground balls. Two things. One, I'd rather hit a line drive than a ground ball. All right, line drives are hits. Even if you want to talk about singles, they're hits more than misses. Okay? If I'm down through the zone, I'm going to smother the ball into the ground more, and I'm going to pop the ball up more. Now, some people say, well, I want him to hit ground balls. He's a young player. Oh, he's a small player. Well, ground balls aren't hits as much as line drives, like I just said, right? Two, I feel like you're doing the player disservice also, because let's say he's a 13U player and he's a little bit small and he's on the big diamond. Well, I never really like, and I don't really suggest trying to win just that level at the expense of the next level, right? So if I'm a 13-year-old player, I don't want to make that play the best 13-year-old player ever at the expense of hurting him at 14U, 15U, 16U, 17U, right? Because eventually, if I'm trying to just do this and I'm just trying to hit ground balls, I'm just going to smash the ball on the ground because that wins at whatever level you're at, eventually that doesn't win. Like at the high school, even at the high school level, some people say, well, he's not going to play in the big leagues, right? Even at the high school level, at least for me, and we're from Massachusetts. It's not like we have the greatest high school baseball in the country. At the high school level, I haven't seen very many players be successful at the varsity level by having a swing path that's really down through the ball and smashing the ball into the ground and just hitting ground balls. That's not going to be very successful. The best hitters that I see, even in high school, and especially in college, and definitely higher in professional, are guys that, again, get the barrel behind the ball, and they're driving the ball, right? They're driving. It doesn't have to be driven like this, but it's driven that way. It's line drives with some backspin and some carry, right? And that's, again, how you're going to get more base hits, but you're going to hit for a higher slugging percentage. You're going to be able to hit more doubles, more home runs. And so that's why I feel, even if, don't get so caught up with the whole launch angle. Launch angle it's not this, right? It's trying to get the barrel behind the ball so I can impact it squarely. Again, if you haven't seen our stuff, go back and check out our other videos on bat path, okay? Because we talk, again, being able to square the ball up and get a good ball flight or a good launch angle by being slightly up to the zone is one of the reasons why we teach it, but there's also other reasons, okay? So go and check that out. But that's going to give me my best chance to be able to square the ball up, get more base hits, and get extra base hits, okay? No matter how big you are, whether you're 32 pounds or 250 pounds. And like I said, again, the bigger and stronger you are and better bat speed, then you may make an adjustment where you swing and try to get the ball in the air even a little bit more. And if you're not as big and strong and huge, then yeah, maybe your attack angle, we haven't even talked about attack angle, but let's just talk about bat paths, the same thing, okay, is going to be a little bit flatter. I still think it should be slightly up through the zone, right? But maybe it's a little bit less, so now I'm hitting more, maybe a little bit more of a lower line drive, okay? But I never want to be a guy that's going to have a negative attack angle. At least I don't believe you should. I don't believe that you want to be, no matter how small you are, be a guy that's going to be down through the ball all the way, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. I get this, I have this talk a lot with people, right? Anytime I'm talking about being slightly up through the zone, this is their one thing, right? That's just a big league thing, right? It's just a big strong guy thing. And in my opinion, it's not. It's whether it's a 50-pound player or a 250-pound player. They all should want to be slightly up through the zone. And again, it can differ. If you're really big, maybe you're a little bit more up through the zone. If you're a little bit smaller, maybe you're a little bit less up through the zone, but you're still up through the zone. Okay? So that's my thought on it. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with all your friends, all that good stuff. Check the description box below. And that's all I got. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.